I was just telling my wife, I said, I feel bad sometimes when I come on here because I said, I feel like I'm like the naysayer Nelly or something. What do they call it?
Debbie Downer.
Debbie Downer or something. I used to tell them, I said, oh, I was down on all the black show because they were all talking crap. I said, now I watch She-Hulk and I'm like, man, it seems really reductive in a lot of ways. And they keep on making that comment, talking about how certain things in there are reductive. But it's like, just because you see it and you point it out doesn't mean it's still not reductive. I mean, there's just, I don't know. Okay. The show definitely has its funny spots to it. I mean, it's like anything else Marvel. It's a good show. It's funny in places. You like the characters. But yeah, some of the writing, it feels like some of the writing is written by like, 70-year-old men or something.
Really? Ladies and gentlemen, you ran right into a Larry rant. That's why we call him the living legend. You ran right into a Larry living legend rant. That's who he is. I'm Lamont Tyson. This is the Life Games Lamont Tyson channel. And we're happy to be hosting you on the night where we're talking about She-Hulk episode 5. And we're not going to make any mention about some of the Anglo-Saxons who got their head up somebody's panties because the Little Mermaid is about to be black and they don't understand why. We're not going to mention none of that, even though it deals with Disney. We've got plenty of stuff we can bash She-Hulk on, and there are some things we can give She-Hulk credit for. Living legend Larry. Let me welcome some of the people that came to watch us. Samara, my homie Tressa C, Sylvia, and D Weave. We salute all you guys for coming to check us out. Now, Big Larry, go ahead and go back into your rant and give us your overall thoughts on the episode, the synopsis of the episode. If you had to write a synopsis, what would you say about this episode? And remember the title, Pour My Mean Green Into These Jeans.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, something like a mean green and poured into these jeans.
Poured into these jeans. Oh,
I mean, it's funny because they talk about how they try and poke fun at stuff and say how certain things are, like you were saying, are reductive, how certain things may be a little demeaning, but then they do that. It's like, I mean,
you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways. You don't get to have it both ways. You don't.
Let me say what Larry's trying to say. You can't be putting your wares out there and telling nobody you can't look, but then you turn around and you put your wares out there and you don't expect nobody to look.
Yeah. You're gonna look. It's like one of those things I often hear about women. They get upset when they dress sexy and then the wrong man looks at them. They want the attention. They just want it from the men they want it from. The problem is with attention is you get attention from everyone. You're going to get attention from the men that you don't want attention from. You're going to get attention from women that are going to hate on you. And then hopefully you get attention from the people you want attention from. But you don't get to make those choices when you dress a certain way or act a certain way. You get the attention from everyone. But
and usually you're going to get the attention from the dudes that's giving attention to every female because they feel more like, what do I have to lose? Yeah. A quality brother, he's not just going to step to you on the fly. He's going to observe for a little while, might see you show up in the same grocery store or something like that, and really see how mean you are in them jeans before he step to you.
And he may not need to give you any attention. He may have enough attention and be giving enough attention that he just may not need to give you any attention, or even want to because he's busy doing other stuff. But as far as this episode is concerned, some of the stuff, like I'm glad that they gave us an episode without a whole bunch of other cameos. They did give us a little glimpse at the very end of the show, which I was glad to see. But But they finally gave us an episode really with just her, except the story that they focused on with just her was really just kind of sad. It was just sort of like, here is this social media person that's basically, took her name. And the other sort of sub story is that she doesn't know how to dress. And so now she has to learn how to dress. And so they take her to some stylist, some superhero stylist. And it's just like it's all about clothes. I don't think I've ever seen an episode of any superhero show or a movie where the people are so concerned about how the male superheroes dress. Like at the very most, it may be a joke where like Thor walks into a convenience store and comes out wearing like a Hawaiian shirt or some sort of t-shirt or something. I've never seen an episode where the dress and looks of our superheroes are so important, integral to the story. It's just sort of, this was a show I was looking forward to watching with my niece, and then as it started to come on, I was like, nah, I really wanted to watch it.
Well, before I give my rebuttal, and let me shout out my big homie Will Lawrence, who checked me out yesterday. Will got some one-on-one training about the stock market. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I still do that in small doses, and Will came through, hooked them up. Hope my man made some good investments today, did his homework. Daria, Shanice, Samara, and my homegirl, Monique Johnson, who now is all of a sudden Monique 69 Ways Johnson. Whoa, Monique. Let me use my B. Avery voice. Monique, what are you trying to tell us? Now back to Larry's point. Larry, I wasn't mad about the outfit thing. I'm gonna tell you why. Because women wear a plight of what we said from the very beginning. Attention is paid more so dear to their outfit and the way they dress than men. Yes, men do get the level of attention, but when it comes to women, that is something a lot of women get taught, that you have to be on your best P's and Q's the way you look, even if you're just running into Walmart. And what they're doing with Jen is one persona of Jen is a homebody plain Jane that could care less about any of that. I like that. I like that about her. Jen don't care about no makeup. She don't care about how she dressed. She just want to be presentable. But on her alter ego, on the other hand, is a money-making superhero industry. And when you become that, there are certain standards, especially if you're a woman, that you have to live up to. And I'll give you an example, Larry. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
One of the big things I heard from women about why they didn't vote for Hillary Clinton, and we've heard it, you've probably heard it too, even though it's stupid. It is stupid, but it being stupid doesn't change that it's real. Because of the way she look and dress, Larry. Because of the way she look and dress.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There has been a lot said about the way people look and dress. I mean, they often say when someone runs for president that it's more often than not the taller man wins if it's two men. And that has been, I mean, that's been the case pretty much throughout all of history. And I get that. I get that. I understand that there are certain things that maybe we like or don't like, but they just are. And I understand that. But I guess my thing is I would feel differently about this if She-Hulk was a true alter ego of Jen Walters. But She-Hulk is not an alter ego of Jen Walters. She-Hulk is for lack of a better phrase, a mutation of Jen Walters. She is turned into the She-Hulk physically, but Jen Walters is there. That was one of the things that shocked Bruce, is that she was completely there. She didn't change into some sort of, in fact, he even said, you don't have an alter ego and you're just you. And she said, yeah. And so the fact that they need to now make this other, can't say other person because it's her, just make her dress in some way that is not true to herself. I think it sends a bad message to young ladies. I really do. I think it sends a message.
I feel you, but you can't make that argument because even though it is Jen controlling the wheel of both personas, when she turns into the She-Hulk, her body completely changes. It completely changes. And you've got to dress that body appropriately in some cases like a superhero at times. So Monique just said that she wanted to see the outfits. And one of the outfits is going to be her superhero outfit. They're probably going to save that for the end when she's going to meet up with who is going to be a love interest in Matt Murdock's Daredevil. They're probably saving it for that. But the other thing is that law firm, which Mr. Holloway seems like he's cool with her, but he wants to protect the image. He doesn't want Jen, Larry, even though he does have Jen. He wants the outer shell of Jen, which is She-Hulk, and those are two totally different physiques, ways of being, and appearances. So that's why I think they're doing this. You got to dress a certain way, even though Jen don't want to. She's having to learn how to accept She-Hulk more and more into her life if she's going to have any level of compliance.
I hear you on all of that. I do. I just think that the problem with that is that She-Hulk is just a different physical manifestation of her, but not a different mental or emotional one. It's still the same Jen. Jen doesn't want to dress like, so I am almost willing to guarantee you when they reveal her new suits, it's going to be some finely tailored suit that's gonna hug all the curves on her. And from everything that we've seen thus far, that is not the type of person that she is. And I think the message that they're sending out there to young ladies is that if this is who you are, this is what you are, this is how you are, that's not good enough. If you want to succeed, you're going to have to show off your sexual feminine wiles. Because I guarantee you, I'm willing to put money on it that whatever outfit that they come out there is going to be form-fitting and show off all of her feminine curves.
Probably. We'll see. Post your comments, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know what you think.
Well, I'll wait till you get to the one scene because I had a real issue with another scene in this episode. All in all, I mean, I was happy to just see an episode just about her, but there was one other scene that I found particularly disturbing. My wife thinks maybe I was overreacting, but I still don't like it, and I don't like the message that it sends. But we'll wait. When we get there, we'll get there. It has to do with the courtroom scene.
Oh, Lord. We'll get there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason why I'm wearing Iron Man. Anybody going to run out and get their Iron Man Yeezy 3s like your boy Pug did? But like Larry said.
But what was her name? It was hilarious when she was like, well, I'll take an Avonger's shirt. And he was like, well, what about the matching hat? She was like, of course, I want to complete the ensemble.
Nikki, talking about Nikki. Yeah. Nikki was funny. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Larry kind of went through what's happening in this episode in which Titania sues Jen for the moniker of She-Hulk. She trademarked it, ladies and gentlemen. And can you legitimately do that? It depends on who creates it. If it was her name, no. But if you created it, you could. And to this point, no one has. It was created by someone who didn't trademark it. So she could do it. And Larry, this reminds me of the story of, this is a real life story, my people. And I try to give you guys real life stories to justify some of these things I tell you. Anyone who watched WWE, it used to be WWF back in the 80s and 90s. Can you guys remember a character named the Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior. Hold on. Somebody want to say goodnight. Hi, my little dinosaur. Hi, you want to say goodnight? You see
Hi.
yourself? If I was as cute as you, I would laugh too. You gonna tell Larry bye-bye?
Yeah.
Tell him bye-bye. Tell him bye-bye.
I saw you swimming.
He saw you swimming.
I love my swimming.
He saw you swim. Give me a kiss, El. Go to bed. No. Go to bed, El. Go to bed. Get out of here. Good night. Anyway, the Ultimate Warrior was given that name by the creators and producers of WWF, Larry. And when he got into a fallout with Vince McMahon, you know what he decided to do? He said, Vince, I'm leaving. I want to use this Ultimate Warrior name. You know what Vince said to him? He said, hell to the no you is. And they almost got into a fist fight. So you know what the Ultimate Warrior did, Larry?
What's that?
Changed his name to Warrior. Ain't nothing. He changed his legal name to Warrior so that he could make money off that moniker. Now, right. Jen could have done that if she wouldn't have won this case, but we knew she was going to win the case.
Yeah.
And like Larry said, they go and they have a battle out in court. But let me give you a little piece of backstory, Larry. Do you know who created Titania?
No.
In the comics, there was an evil super team that came together.
Okay.
And Jen Walters was captured by someone. That someone, Larry, was Dr. Doom. He captured Jen.
Oh, I do remember that now.
Yeah, and
I do now that I see the slate.
He cloned her and made Titania. It's just that Titania didn't get all the powers he thought that she was going to get. And so there, with this story, Larry, even though this episode for me had some funny parts, it also had some slapstick parts that I didn't appreciate. The thing that I look at the most when I watch these Marvel Plus shows is the Easter eggs they put in here that harken back to the original comics, and also the Easter eggs they put in here that harken back certain things and clues that might push the overall narrative of the MCU, since everything's connected. So having seen this, Larry, do you think that they might be trying to tell us, get ready, we're going to see some Dr. Doom?
Yeah, I think it's coming. I think it's coming sooner than later.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they introduce him, though.
Right,
so
right. Definitely.
It'll be interesting to see how they introduce him. You know, one thing I have a question about the way they present Jen Walters and She-Hulk in this series is why do they have her so desperate? Like, she seems very, very thirsty for friends and for a guy, and I don't understand quite why that is. And I mean, for one, she has her family, which obviously cares and loves her and wants her to be around. She has her best friend who works for her, and it's not like that's just somebody who works for her. They are genuinely best friends. And so I like when they were coming out of the courtroom and her attorney, you know, her colleague at work, when she asked her, well, you know, how about if I buy you a drink to say thank you? And she said yes, and then she broke the fourth wall and came to the camera and was like, yes. I'm like, why so enthusiastic about your colleague saying yes, we can have a drink together? I mean, if she said no, I mean, are you going to be so heartbroken that you're going to be devastated, or are you just going to go home and call your friend and hang out and eat some ice cream and have dinner? I mean, I don't understand it's just the whole thirst of Jen Walters seems a little off. Like, I don't get it, you know?
Well, Larry, I mean, I think they're trying to just really reveal the plight some people deal with in real life. You know, her thirst primarily is because she doesn't have any significant male that she's messing around with or dating. She doesn't have that in her life, and she obviously wants it. But now all that is confused because people know that she's She-Hulk, and people would rather date She-Hulk than her, which adds more drama to a pain point for her that she had already been having prior to She-Hulk. Then she also feels like she doesn't have a big circle of friends for Jen. You know, She-Hulk attracts its own circle of friends that are probably manufactured friends or superhero groupie stuff like that. I think with the attorney, she felt like they had a genuine bonding moment where she could just be Jen Walters and not worry about She-Hulk anything. But Larry, I got to tell you, there's some fly in the ointment with that attorney. And Lord have mercy, ladies and gentlemen, we loved every minute. I'm going to put her on the screen. We loved every minute.
Wait, you didn't get the burgundy dress?
Oh, I got every angle. We loved every minute this young lady was on the screen. Every minute.
Yeah,
and so,
she was in did you know she was in Hamilton?
She was in Hamilton, and it was another big time show. My wife told me she was in The Good Wife. She was also in The Good Wife.
Okay.
And she played a lawyer in The Good Wife. And anybody that watched Good Wife, post a comment. She dated the cat named Carrie in The Good Wife, and me and my wife loved that show. But in any event, Larry, she takes on the case to defend She-Hulk. She takes on the case. And so, you know, before she takes on the case, Jen wants to go and have a one-on-one with Titania, which I thought was big for Jen. Not only did Jen go, Larry, Jen went as Jen.
Yeah. And it was funny because Titania knew exactly who she was, and she, you know, and started teasing her. So, yeah, I mean, she was trying to do the right thing, I think, which was to try and talk to her and reach a remedy without having to go to court with it, even though she sued her. But I mean, you know, Titania was not about that. She was, she was not about that. She was embarrassed probably already because she got her butt kicked in the courtroom. And now she was like, okay, you took a little bit of my pride. I'm going to take your name.
Right. You can't blame her. And ladies and gentlemen, let me come through with Monique. Excuse me. When you say somebody who got 69 ways in their name, you can't say their name without putting some emphasis on the voice. Let me say it properly. Monique Johnson. I'm very grateful for your super chat of $9.99. And she says to us, Larry, was that Daredevil helmet at the end of the episode and no post-credit scene this episode? Monique Johnson. Let me give you 2 ways I can answer that. Yes and yes. to both of them. And we're going to cover it. And shout out to everybody sending me that love about my daughter. I do love that little girl. She has been just a wonderful child. And I'm grateful that, she actually wants to pop up here and say hey to everybody. That's really what she's doing. But we're grateful to that. But back to Titania, Larry. The chick is using her name to sell snake oil. Snake oils.
As soon as I get a chance, I'm gonna buy your daughter a drum set.
Too late for that, bro.
She already has one?
Yeah, she got a guitar, piano, drums. The chick even has a drone that's like right here in front of me. She's got a drone and she know how to fly it a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen, Titania is using the She-Hulk's moniker to push bull jiving. Larry, I bet you somebody gonna get sick off her concoction. It's snake oil. It don't do nothing.
Yeah.
But here's the real deal, Larry. People, and Jen could have handled this without going to court. Here's how she could have handled it, ladies and gentlemen. People are buying the She-Hulk products not because of Titania or the name She-Hulk. They are buying these products based on She-Hulk being She-Hulk.
Yeah.
So all She-Hulk Jen had to do was turn into She-Hulk, call a national news press conference, and say that Titania is using my name. Those products have absolutely nothing to do with me, She-Hulk. What she's doing, she trademarked my name and is living off my name to sell products. Larry, her sales would have went down to 0 in a week. What you think?
No, you're right. That would have deaded the whole business end of it. The problem is that she still would have had the trademark on the name, and her law firm was basically of the position is that no one's coming to us to help them with their legal problems if we can't handle our own legal problems. And so I don't think she had a choice to go to court with it. Like maybe Jen would have been like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with this. She wants a name, take the name. I'll just, I'll call myself something else, But I think because the way her law firm positioned themselves, she was, she didn't have a choice. Even if she had called that press conference beforehand, I think her law firm would have been like, yeah, that was a nice touch. You still need to go to and countersue and take care of this.
Right.
I mean, that senior partner, that dude seems like he's no joke. He seems all mild manner and cool, but he's also, you can tell he's real cutthroat. He's just like, okay, yeah, I already told you what I need you to do, so go do it. Like he might listen to you, but he's still gonna, after he listens to you, now he's gonna say, okay, thanks for your opinion, thanks for telling me what you think. Now go do what I told you to do.
This is Mr. Holloway, ladies and gentlemen, GLK. And he basically told her, look, I don't want people out here running around talking about my prime attorney for this division has a drink named after her called Booty Buster by She-Hulk. But in the same breath, you do have an attorney who just a week ago was in here twerking with Meg Thee Stallion. So there are some people that would like a She-Hulk Booty Buster drink. Did you think about that, Mr. GLK? No. Mr.
I think that's the most animated I've ever seen his face because he's always so deadpan.
Look, he's worried about She-Hulk's image and the image that she brings to his law firm, and he wants her to go and handle that business. And, we'll go ahead and fast forward. No, we're not going to fast forward to there because we got to talk about her cousin Chet. Cousin Chet comes through, Larry, and was like, you know what? Let's cut me the check. And he's like, girl, we're going to sell these She-Hulk products. And Larry, these ladies and gentlemen, these cartoons you're seeing are all in the credits. They change them every week. So Chet comes over there, sees his cousin, and was like, look, girl, let's turn this into a business. She was like, I can't sell that stuff. It's not mine. It's not mine. But I like where Shep was going.
Yeah.
Shep was Johnny on the spot, Larry, ready to turn all that into an industry. Talk to me about what we're going to do with her cousin, because they seem like they're trying to sprinkle him in here, Larry.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be at all surprised if he's in there further on playing a much more comedic role. Maybe once they officially get the rights to her name, now maybe he'll do some sort of merch or something. So because this may not have been what he wanted right here, some makeup line. He might have just been like, well, you did the beauty line, so I'm gonna roll with it. Maybe he has other ideas for for She-Hulk merch, and then maybe he'll start rolling with it. So we'll see. But they gotta do something else. You can't have pink. I mean, you need green. I mean, I guess you can do pink and green if you don't want to, you might get sued by the AKAs, but I feel like
Larry, those are her colors. Pink and green is her colors. Pink,
I thought it was green and something else.
Pink and green and a tad light orange is her. That's She-Hulk's colors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's gonna be in there. I think we're gonna see him again a few more times.
Right. Yeah. You don't give him a funny cameo like that for nothing, and then you put him in the post credit for something.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in the MCU later on too.
Right. All these. And like, I do believe everybody we're probably going to see in the MCU it doesn't even have to be a big role. It can be a sacrifice role. It can be a quick cameo, stuff like that. Marvel has learned engages nerds like me to do these stupid videos, and they're going to keep doing it. Power to them. So earlier, ladies and gentlemen, we talked about Pug stepping to Nikki, saying that he wanted her to go and get a second pair of Iron Man Yeezy shoes. And ladies and gentlemen, she said, "What's in it for me?" It was like, well, I know a guy. I can help you get Jen an outfit because I know a guy. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see the shoes, here are your Iron Man shoes. These was in the post credit. Those are the Iron Man Yeezys number 3. Ladies and gentlemen. But more importantly, Larry, did you catch in this post-credit scene? Not only is Iron Man in there, but they got shoes for Bishop. Cyclops is right in front of Nikki's breast, and right behind Nikki's head is Ryan Reynolds' character, and I can't why his character slipping my head. I can't think of it. And then in front.
Go ahead.
And then in front of her eyes, that's the Thing from the Fantastic Four. And then above the Thing from Fantastic Four, you've got Storm. And then if you go down to Pug's elbow, you got Spider-Man. Then above Spider-Man, you got Miss Marvel. And then up there, you got Doctor Strange shoes. So this man got shoes.
There's Moon Knight down there too.
Moon Knight down there. This man got a shoe collection from Captain America's up there. Above Ryan Reynolds too. Ladies and gentlemen. Me and Larry might as well put the mic down.
Here we come.
For 2 reasons. Number one, the brother comes out here with the best voice in all of America. That's number one. And then number 2, he got to show off his damn youth and then went and got something done to his hair that shows off the length of his hair. Me and Larry sitting up here damn near bald. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's the big homie, B. Avery from Just My Opinions.
Oh, there we go.
What's good? What's good?
We good, my man. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. I'm getting used to it over here. This is new for me, so
I see you, man. I see you.
Don't rip me. It's kind of stiff right now. I gotta steam it down, but it is.
So have you never had your hair braided before?
Never in my life. It's first time.
So this is the first. And so, oh man, I used to have cornrows. And when you get a young lady or man, whoever, that can pull them suckers tight, sometimes you had to go take an aspirin because that should be hurting. Ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, that should be hurting. If you get someone who know how to wrap that thing tight, it feel like they about to pull your brains out, but it be looking right.
Already.
Like B.A.
You should have seen, boy. He posted on Instagram, boy. He had hair all the way up to here. I was like, woo. I was like, I don't think you got a haircut through the pandemic.
Yeah, I think I only got like 1 or 2, maybe. Seriously, in 2 years. So
brother had some hair.
Hey, Larry, I'm jealous. His hair grow faster than mine. Damn. I mean, like I was trying to let my hair grow back so I can get me a faux hawk, and I just said, "Fuck it, faux hawk it," is what I said.
Yeah,
but
I'm being shy right now. That's why I was late because this put me behind today, so I had to get a video up before I came here. So it put me like 4 or 5 hours behind. But I'm here.
Bro,
I'm late,
good.
guys.
I see you, man. Crisscross make you want to jump. You know?
Jump.
Saying.
Hey, he gonna make them ladies want to jump, Larry. That's what's up.
I like it.
But B Avery, did you catch this post-credit scene right here where Pug got a room full of Iron Man 3s, but then everybody else in the MCU got a shoe in his closet too? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, man. I see we got Captain America up there on the top right. I see a Deadpool. I see the theme from the Fantastic Four.
Yep. Cyclops.
Yeah, man. Wait, where's Cyclops at?
Right in front of right there in front of Nikki's breast.
The blue ones with the red, the blue and yellow.
I got you.
And then right behind that is Captain Marvel, and below Captain Marvel is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And below Spider-Man's Moon Knight.
Is that Black Panther under Cyclops?
Yes,
it
that's
looks
Black
like
Panther.
it. I was really hoping. Now that I see that, I kind of wish they would have put the sandals up there for Black Panther. What are those?
For real.
Right.
That would have been funny.
Larry, that's what those are. Those are sandals.
Are those sandals? They look like those joints. They look like the ones that he had on that made no sound.
Yeah, those are sandals. Those are sandals. Yeah. Okay. And then B. Avery, you got Ghost Rider is right there in front of the eyeball of Pug, and then above Ghost Rider is Doctor Strange.
Right. Well, who said that in front of Pug's eye?
Ghost Rider.
That's Ghost Rider. Okay.
That's
with the
Ghost
flames.
Rider. With the exactly with the flames on the top. That's Ghost Rider.
I must be looking at the wrong one.
The red one. The red.
Oh, the red. Okay.
Yeah, the red. Yeah, the red one.
Okay, I got you.
Who is that all the way at the top? That's purple. It's like purple and pink with the H on there.
Good one.
It looks like an H.
If I had to guess, because of that color scheme, I would think that might be Hercules. If I had to guess, but I ain't 100% sure about that one. But I would think that one's Hercules. And can y'all see who's directly behind Ghost Rider?
Behind Ghost Rider.
Ain't that Doctor Strange?
No, Doctor Strange in front of him.
It looks like mouse ears.
No, man, that's Hulk colors.
Behind Doc. Well, a couple of them.
Behind Ghost Rider.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, Hulk or She-Hulk or
either one of them.
Okay, well, who is that in front of Doctor Strange then?
I can't tell who that is.
Okay.
I can't make that one out. But it's clear as day that Cyclops one is the hottest one, if you ask me my opinion. Cyclops and Captain Marvel and the Iron Man. Those are the two hottest ones. If I had to pick one, which one you two would put on your feet?
I would definitely I would get them Spider-Mans.
Okay, yeah,
I'm a Spider-Man fan. I don't know about the Black Panther sandals, maybe.
Nah, I'm not getting those.
Are those Moon Knight behind her head? Behind her?
No, Moon Knight's right below Spider-Man. I think I would rock those Moon Knights. I'd probably rock those Moon Knights, and I'd probably get those things. Those are dope.
Yeah, the things is nice too. I like those too. Ladies and gentlemen, post your comments. Who shoe would you get?
Monique says she's rocking the Deadpools. I like the Deadpools too because I'm just a fan of Deadpool. So I might rock those just because I like him. You know,
too. Yeah. But so we're gonna go meet the Drip Master, but en route to the Drip Master, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, that's the phrase right there. That should have been hashtag drip. What they call him, drip broker. Hashtag drip broker. I was like, I had never heard that before, and I was cracking up when I heard that. I was like a drip broker.
Well, I think that's an homage to the power broker, which is the homie Sharon Carter. So, we got a power broker. We got to have a drip broker. And they get ready to go to this dude. And
Iron Man 3s.
Yep, exactly. Going to get them Iron Man 3s. But when they do finally get to the drip broker, and I thought that they might be sending a little bit of racism because they had a guy who owns a cafe shop saying that he's bootlegging all this stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, if you missed it and you want to get your free She-Hulk comic this week, it's right there when they walking inside the building of the cafe.
Man, I miss it every time. Let me see if I can scan this.
Spot.
Let me see if I can scan this thing. Let me see if my phone will let me get it.
Larry, you got them big TVs and you got a 79-inch TV. You need to just click on the TV and go scan it. I've seen your TV.
Right. It came up. I got it. It's up on my phone. Yep.
Okay.
There we go. It came up.
There you go. Oh, yeah. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I was able to take a proper picture so the fellas could get the QRS code. Finally.
Good job,
but
sir.
anyway, they on their way to meet the Drip Master, and this dude is bootlegging all the Marvel stuff. It ain't even called Avengers; it's called Avengers. and B. Avery, I'll let you get in on this first. Did you catch how they even had the Hulk in a thong? Did you catch that?
I did not see that. I did not see that. Now, did you add that Borat photo? Or was that there?
No, I added Borat.
Oh, okay.
No,
I was like, damn, I missed that.
No.
That's a mankini. That's a mankini.
Was that Borat or was that the other character? I forgot because he played multiple. But no, I missed the Hulk bikini. That's horrible. I never want to see that in real life ever.
Never.
I feel like they have to do it now. I feel like they have to have a reason to do it. Oh man.
So maybe did you get any racial tones by saying that this dude is bootlegging everything and he's Asian and he's legitimately he is bootlegging the Avengers stuff?
Well,
bongers.
I did like the Avengers and Avengers. I didn't get any racial undertones though, other than him assuming that he spoke Chinese, unless
she did that. She
did
that.
Yeah,
she
Nikki
said
did
something
it.
to do with Chinese.
Nikki did it. Nikki did it.
Gotcha.
I wonder if when they wrote that scene, they sat in the writer's room and they said, "No, you can't have the white guy say that. We're gonna have to give that line to her because she could do that line as a minority. He can't do that as a white dude."
Well. And they got Nikki's character. How can I put this? It seems like there's more reach, more depth to Nikki's character than Pug. So I could see Nikki being the type of assistant to Jen, the way Pepper Potts was to Iron Man. So they put some reach into her character. But fellas, we will be seeing.
So you think they're going to become romantically involved? Is that what you're saying?
No, she says she likes women.
I know, but you said that you could see him being like Pepper. And
no. I'm saying no. I don't see that happening. No, I don't see that happening. But Larry, I got proof they're gonna bring the bootlegger back because in every single post credit we have seen, this is what Jen holds up. Abundance.
Yeah.
So at some point in time, he might going to be in jail. That's going to be an exhibit. That's probably Titania's lips on it or something like that. There's going to be some evidence coming back. Okay. But now, Larry, we're going to get on to the courtroom scene so that we can look at this young lady right here, Kato B. Moker. I enjoyed every moment she was on screen. Could we get a little more of her on screen? Larry, talk to the people about what your problems was with the courtroom scene and also talk to the people about how you enjoyed this young lady's acting. Then I'm going to give you some backstory on this woman.
Yeah, she was fantastic. I feel like I had to rewind and watch the scene a second time so I can see her acting because the woman was just fine as hell.
Yeah,
bro.
But
Larry, I'm sorry. And it's hard to get my sap to rise, my brother. But I was looking at her like, whoa.
Yeah,
whoa, please make her the villain. Please make her the villain in the MCU that she was in the comics, and I'll talk to you about that after we get to be able. But go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, she's wholly legit. The problems that I had with the courtroom scene, I felt like they were talking about they've tried to make jokes and point out stuff like how certain things are reductive and how her name even is a derivative of some guys. But then here they are in the courthouse. And they literally had to bring in 4 men just to validate her existence, just to validate her name. And I was thinking, how truly reductive can that be? I mean, I know they're making a joke out of the other stuff, but that scene right there that they actually did was reductive in real life. I was like, you basically said you as She-Hulk are not valid until these men come in and vouch for you. And I was just, I mean, they could have just as easily said, okay, you put your name up on a dating app. Let's go see when that account was created. Okay, yes, we see it was created before this trademark was filed. So, but they didn't do that. They needed to bring the men in and vouch for her. And I just thought that was, I mean, you talk about reductive. I just like, I wouldn't have written that scene. If I was in the writer's room and I was a senior writer and one of my writers came back with that, I would say, no, go rewrite it. Doesn't work. I don't like it.
Okay.
No.
Shout out to B. Avery. The big homie Trey said, love the braids, man. Yeah, he rocking the hell out them joints. B. Avery, what'd you think about the courtroom scene? And what'd you think about this old fake ass symphony basket saying that he was keeping it real?
He was honest.
He was like, look, I like She-Hulk. Jen Walters is not my type, which is why, Larry, before you got up here, B. Avery, me and Larry was debating about Jen and her insecurities. That's why she's insecure, Larry, because they're making her out to be a plain Jane. And now that insecurity she already had is put on blast because her transformative state is something that attracts the people. So, B, talk to me about this courtroom scene, your thoughts.
I was just distracted by what's her name, Brooke or Books, like you said.
Mallory Burke. Mallory Burke.
You know how old she is in real life too?
How old?
She's only 51.
Wait, you said she's 51?
Yeah.
Wow. She does not look like she'd be in her 50s at all.
That's what I'm saying. She looks much younger than that. I recorded my recap and I looked it up specifically because I wanted to comment on that because she does look good. But yeah, she's only 51. But the court scene,
black don't crack.
Yeah, it doesn't. No. It doesn't. I think you took the words out of my mouth. But I mean, the scene is cool. I mean, that makes sense. I really don't remember much other than that because I was more focused on her.
Me too.
And I got a little distracted. But I will say this though, I like Titania or whatever. Not that I like. I mean, I'm not saying the woman is ugly. I'm not saying I'll give it to her or anything. But I just like her character. Like she's I don't give a damn. She has her own style. She has her own brand, and she's gonna flaunt it. And I just like her energy, you know, even if she's silly and stupid, I still like her for some reason. So, I mean, that was interesting. I'm sorry, I don't know which court scene it was, but she was like, I even have my own product to enter into evidence.
That was the first one. That was the first. Yeah.
I found that appealing too. But yeah, man, I was distracted for the most part, to be honest with you.
I want some more backstory on her. I feel like they sort of thrust her into the mix, but they haven't really given us any backstory to make us love or hate her, you know?
Titania?
Yeah, I want some more back. Like I wish they would have done like a whole episode on just her or a half episode just on her so that we can feel some sort of way about her. Because right now I don't feel any kind of way about her. You know?
I think it's coming.
Yeah, I think it's coming too. Because before you got here, I was explaining to Larry in the source material from the comics. Dr. Doom created Titania because he had captured Jen in Jen Walters' state, not in the She-Hulk state, and spliced her DNA and didn't think I need to let her become She-Hulk before I spliced the DNA. And you got Titania, who's like minimally powered compared to She-Hulk when she's fully powered. And so, I was kind of asking Larry, do he think that that's going to harken back to something the MCU might try to stick into the Thunderbolts, possibly into She-Hulk, possibly into the Daredevil series, because at one point in time, Jen does date and becomes in love with Matt Murdock. Matt Murdock likes Jen, not She-Hulk. He likes Jen.
Okay, good.
He likes Jen. He likes plain Jane Jen. And getting back to this right here, because I was distracted too, B. Avery. I like every time she was on the screen, B. Avery, I was just like, my God.
I don't believe that. I don't believe somebody had a typo. She's not 51. Bro. Come on, man.
I even like a little attitude because when they was in the office trying to figure out their strategy, she moved the monitor over and she was like, "This is the person that took advantage of you legally," or something like that.
Right, that outmaneuvered you legally.
Right. And she was all sarcastic and dry with it, so I got to kick out of that as well.
Yeah.
So in the comics, ladies and gentlemen, Mallory Burke teams up and leaves GLK because she becomes frustrated with She-Hulk and all the accoutrements that are being dealt out to She-Hulk. Does she like Jen? Yes, but she hates She-Hulk more. So she leaves, start her own practice, and teams up with a group called the Fourth Wall Enterprise. And what do? They tried to clone themselves a She-Hulk to take down the original She-Hulk. So, ladies and gentlemen, for all we know, Mallory Burke could be working from the inside, working against She-Hulk. Larry, what you think?
Well, we haven't seen any of this. These extra perks that they've put upon. They've been lavishing She-Hulk with, because everything we've seen thus far, they treat her like she's a first-year associate. I mean, with the exception of this nice office and all that, which I think is more for the appearance of the firm than it is for Jen. But I mean, I don't really see that they're doing much for her. So I mean, if she's upset with her because of how the firm's treating her, I'm thinking to myself, they need to do something about that and really start doing something. The firm needs to start putting some stuff out there, so that makes sense if they're going to go and take that storyline. But I'm looking forward to seeing some of the other stories that spin off, because it seems like through this whole series, they're just like, this whole series is a setup for like 15 other stories that are supposed to happen around. And I'm waiting for those stories to hurry up and happen.
They coming. What you think, B.A.? Would you like to see more of Mallory Burke and her start her own thing called the Fourth Wall and try to beat up on Jen Walters?
Hell yeah, we can give her her own show. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Yeah.
Damn right.
She looks amazing.
Right.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, I want to see as much as we possibly can with her. And I'm sorry if y'all mentioned this, but I want to know who the overall villain is going to be. Like, I'm just dying.
Oh, I got the theories. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't want spoilers, because I went doing some digging, and I'll tell y'all where I went digging. I went digging on Reddit. I went digging on Qdera. I went digging on comicbook.com. I even went to some secret rabbit holes to who the overall main villain might be. And since B. Avery asked, I was going to save that for the very end. Why don't we go ahead and get into it right? No. I love it. So
why you ruining stuff, B?
My fault.
No.
That's what you meant.
We don't do that on my channel. Unless I say no bouncing around, we can bounce around. So before we bounce, fellas, let me set this up. There's potentially two. Well, there's one main villain, but then there's sub villains. So we've already seen the New Kids on the Block version of the Wrecking Crew. we already seen them. We know they are some form of a villain. But did you guys catch this? Do you guys remember that one bad date Jen went on with this dude right here, and he kept right on asking her questions about superpowers and vibranium? Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Well, there's a rumor articulating that he was the hooded dude with the Wrecking Crew that was trying to stab Jen and couldn't. So that's why he wanted to know, could vibranium work on Jen? So that's one of the rumors. Now, who does the Wrecking Crew officially work for? Well, let me get on down here and show you. They're saying the main villain group in this thing are the Intelligence, which is Murdoch, the leader, and some of the other smartest people to ever be in the MCU, the big brains, the big evil brains.
Is that Doc Samson?
Doc Samson, yes.
And,
now, you know, they wind up fixing Doc Samson, though. He gets out of the group. But for a little while, Doc Samson is in the group.
And hold on, don't tell me who that other dude is. Oh, Jesus Christ. I was going to say Excalibur, but that is not his name. Damn.
You remember X-Men?
That's what I'm trying to get there. Oh gosh.
You remember? Let me give you another clue.
Okay.
I love it. I know where B. Avery's at. You remember X-Men, and you remember Jean Grey, was captured. Excuse me, Cyclops was captured. Jean was captured, and this all took place right after the events of the Savage Land.
Man, what does name start with, bro? Just tell me the letter.
Well, you know how we have a Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah.
He's a doctor too.
Oh, it's
or if you don't want to go by that, he's a Mr.
Sinister.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Oh,
it's killing me.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is who the rumor mill is the main villains of this story. This evil cabal of the biggest brains in the MCU.
Yeah.
And we already got this. If you follow B. Avery's channel on Sunday, you never know when I might pop up. B. Avery dropped this on y'all Sunday to back up these rumors. The leader is going to be the main villain in Captain America New World Order. Normally, he's the main villain for the Hulk. You know that, Larry. Larry, you read some of the Hulk, right?
Yeah, some, not all of it.
Okay,
I mean,
so you already
still running.
Well, it don't matter what iteration you read, leaders in it, no matter which one you read. And then you got MODOK, who is already going to be in Ant-Man 3, which is one of B. Avery's most anticipated movies.
Yes.
And what they no. But in any event, ladies and gentlemen, that is who they're saying is going to be the main villains orchestrating the things that are going on with She-Hulk. And what do you think about that, B. Avery? How you feel about all that?
Super dope. Yeah, because I think I saw it was either yesterday. Somebody was talking about that. Yeah, he's gonna be a part of that. Because I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted. Captain America 4 is gonna tie in with the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
And all of them are gonna be together. The leader, MODOK, and all them. So this is perfect. They come out right after each other in 2024. So I think like a month or two. Maybe within 3 months.
I thought it was 3. I thought it was 3 months.
Probably
3
months.
3 months.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys, because I didn't keep up with the whole D23 stuff. What's up with Blade? Did they talk about that?
Nope.
Nothing?
Nope, nothing.
Wow.
But they did talk about the Wolf. And
yes,
that's important, Larry, because it leads to the Midnight Suns. And Man-Thing can be what you call an anti-villain at times. And Man-Thing winds up working on the Howling Commandos. And at some point in time, you might see a fashion of the dark MCU where you're going to have the Howling Commandos working with the Midnight Suns, taking on Nightmare, Mephisto, Dormammu. They could there's enough story they could do that. But, people that want to know that, I'm going to give you that. But B. Avery, you remember how I asked you the other day about World War Hulk? B. Avery, the rumors are true. Marvel's getting it back. They're getting it back, B. Avery. And the rumors are that they are going to be doing the World War Hulk story with Hulks, not just Hulk, but a bunch of Hulks. And one Hulk that would fit the Thunderbolts, since her daddy is dead that they're talking about bringing back, is the Red She-Hulk. Now, B. Avery, do you know who Red She-Hulk is?
I have no earthly idea, honestly.
Betty Ross. So there are rumors flying around that the MCU is going to be bringing back Liz Tyler, who played Betty Ross in the same movie this cat played in Working with Abomination, the 2008 Hulk. Because they was going to
on that, man.
And now keep in mind this too, B. She was a big villain to She-Hulk. Big villain.
I'll say this. It could be dope as hell. You know what I'm saying? And I do want to see Liv Tyler come back as Betty Ross. I do want to see that badge. She's the only person that hasn't come back. But if we're going to, and I would love to see a World War Hulks. But I think if we see all of that before our main Hulk, Bruce Banner does this thing, it's going to dilute the character, in my opinion. I want him to have his own reign of supremacy to where he is the nuclear bomb by himself and everybody has to get away. We haven't seen that yet. We got a little bit of it in 2008 and a glimpse of it in 2012, and we just haven't really got that.
I'm with you. Like, ladies and gentlemen, I swear these dudes, I'm supposed to be these dudes' brothers in real life because I relate to both of them on a nice way. What we've gotten from Hulk is just simply not enough. Because all they use Hulk for is a plot device to take on like 50 guys so that the Avengers can be focused on 2 guys. You know, Hulk has not had that scene where he takes on the most menacing person that the evil people can provide and he whips their ass. Right. He ain't had that scene yet. And we need that. And we're not going to get that from Smart Hulk. We're not going to get that from Professor
Lamont, give me the end scene of the Ultimate Avengers cartoon that came out in 2005. After they beat the Chitauri, the Hulk lost control and fought the Avengers. Just give me that. Then you can do all this Hulk Planet and World War Hulk. Just give me that, and now I'll be done. Larry, if you haven't seen it, get on it, sir.
Larry,
enjoy it.
You have got to see it. I'll give you a small glimpse, Larry. And to be
on my
Avery's
list
point,
right now.
Yes, to be Avery's point, ladies and gentlemen, I think what they tried to do to give us that be Avery was that fight between Hulk and Iron Man when Iron Man put on the giant Iron Man suit. But that don't count because he knocked out the Hulk. That's bull job. Yeah, that's bull job. So Larry, without spoiling everything, let me put it to you like this. The Avengers movie that B. Avery's talking about is such a classic. You could put that thing in and watch it like 10 times straight, still get enjoyment. It's
an animated movie, or it's a part of the series?
No, it's animated. It's animated.
What is it called?
Ultimate Avengers, the movie.
Ultimate Avengers. And they made a video game.
It came out in 2006.
Yep. And then another one comes out after that too, Larry. But check that one out first. And ladies and gentlemen, they made a video game, which you know your boy had Ultimates 1 and 2, because I was the dude in that day. But Larry, what me and B. Avery is clamoring for, after the Avengers take out a force coming to Earth, the Chitauri, and these MFers what playing, they had one more obstacle to take care of, Larry. All the Avengers together. You want me to tell you what his name was?
What?
The Hulk.
Wait, the Chitauri, that's the one that just took Hulk back, right? We don't up with them, right?
No, that wasn't Chitauri that took him. That was not Grandmaster, but do you remember
Chitauri ship?
No, that was from not Ragnarok, but
that was Ragnarok. It was Ragnarok. That was from Thor Ragnarok when they was on the battle world with
the Sakaar. It was Sakaar.
Right. Which Larry, World War Hulk takes place on Sakaar.
Right. And Larry, this is the movie I was talking about right here.
Yes, Larry, I might go watch it tonight.
And where is it on? What is it on? Does it show it where you can watch it?
Yeah, it's not on Disney Plus. I just looked.
Amazon. I think Amazon got it. You can rent, Larry, if you want to rent it. If it's $3, Larry, and you can rent it, I'm saying it's worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can watch it on Amazon.
Yeah, it's Larry. If it's $3.99 or less, you will not be upset with me.
All right, I might have to check it out tonight.
That thing is fire, Larry. And when the minute you're done, please talk to us in the chat because we got to hear it. That thing is fire, Larry. It's fire. But ladies and gentlemen, this all does pertain to She-Hulk because She-Hulk has a major lure in the Hulk's realm. And as we got to talking about World War Hulk, She-Hulk plays a major role in World War Hulk because when Bruce Banner comes back as World War Hulk, the first person that is able to get him to calm down a smidgen, and when I say a smidgen, I do mean a smidgen, was Jen. And then somebody done something stupid and ain't gonna tell you what he done to Jen. That's all. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm just leave it right there. But all I'm gonna say is it wasn't like Jen was his cousin. That's all I'm gonna say. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jen wins the case and she tries to make friends with this thing right here. And this thing wasn't having it. Be Avery. Why didn't she want to be Jen's friend?
I don't know. I think Jen is just too aggressive. I heard Larry before I popped on talking about why she's so thirsty. I I don't know. I think she just kind of, when she gets a little overexcited, when she finds somebody she likes, she just kind of gets overexcited and comes on too strong. Because that's the exact same thing that happened with Megan Thee Stallion. When she signed her, she was like, "Oh my God, I'll kill for you, Megan Thee Stallion." She was like, "Hold up, too much," or something like that.
Right.
It's here. I mean, they may not ever bring that up again at all. It may not even be a thing, but that's just kind of what I was thinking. Other than that, I don't know why she wouldn't want to be a friend. I'm kind of curious on what y'all would say.
Oh, I already done told you why she don't want to be a friend. Because secretly on the inside, she's going to be working with the Fourth Wall Enterprises, and she's going to want to clone Jen's alter ego, which is the Hulk. But Larry, I digress. What you think, Larry? Why she don't want to be Jen's friend? She too thirsty?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Maybe she just feels like she doesn't deserve to be there, but I mean, it's not like she's not already accomplished as an attorney. I mean, the woman was a DA before she left there, or a deputy DA before she came there. So it's not like she's, she hasn't proved herself on some level. Maybe she doesn't deserve a corner office and to lead up a department, but it is what it is. I don't know. I mean, I mean, maybe it's just because she's too thirsty. I mean, she does seem very, very frosty towards her. She did right from the beginning. She seemed very, very chilly towards Jen or She-Hulk. And then on the other end, Jen seems like she's just extra happy and willing to be friends with her. So,
fellas, I might have to see if I can get this one on the show. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, go for it, bro.
And if I do, I want you guys to be aggressive. What did my man say on Power BA? He said aggressive, and what did he say?
I forgot. I know what you're talking about. It's talking about the therapy scene.
Yeah.
I forgot. I know what you're talking about.
I want y'all to be right here at my side for that one, man. But ladies and gentlemen, last point, then we'll get out of here. How was y'all feeling that the drip broker dropped Daredevil's hat? How'd y'all like that?
I loved it. I forgot about that. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was.
This is the suit, Larry, because this is what we've seen in the trailers for the overall show. There's your suit, and then look at this. Pick up, and in fine print, it says Matt Murdock. Pick up.
Does it say that?
Down there underneath that scribble scrab was supposed to be his name in cursive.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I saw that. I saw the thing, and I thought, okay, it was kind of cool. It was funny because people were mentioning that they didn't give us a post credit. I feel like this was sort of the post credit because it was like soon as this scene hit, it was over, boom, and
right.
But it was so, and I'll tell you, this is the only thing that I didn't like about this particular bit. It was so on the nose and over the head. I kind of like sometimes when they do the extra subtle ones and someone has to explain it, and then you're like, oh snap, how did I not see that? This one was like, it was like they took a club and hit you over the head with it.
Man, I was cool with it though, because
it's cool. I was happy to see it.
Sometimes I get tired of digging around, fishing, going through my old comments and research. Now, y'all did I ever show y'all my book that has like my notes and stuff in it from when I've been reading comics? Did I ever show y'all that? I don't think I should. Let me show y'all the main one I got. I got a bunch of these. I keep them on deck. I just don't pull them out much. So this is one of them.
Oh, I think you showed me that cover before. I didn't know that you like.
Oh, it's a book. It's a book.
Okay,
yeah. I've got a bunch of these. So I got one for Secret War where you can go through the whole story. Then it's got like a Cliff Notes section in the back of it. And then I've got one for the Skrull Invasion. All these books in this house, man. All kinds of stuff. So, and a lot of times I like it when the show is not that long because it gives me a little bit more time to work on doing this production with you guys and try to pick some of this stuff out. So I've been okay with the show being short. I just wish that they would do more episodes than what they're going to do.
Well, there's gonna be 9. We're at 5, so there's 4 left. There's 6, 7, 8, 9. More. So I hope they do like they've done with some of the other Disney Plus shows where they sort of progressively get longer. And as we go, they get, maybe they start off, because I feel like they did that on a couple of them where they start off at about 23, 25 minutes and they go and start creeping up towards 30 and 40, and then they may end up with like a full, like maybe like a full 60, 65 minutes at the end, for a finale. I hope we get that.
Okay. Yeah, I hope so too, man. And shout out to Khadijah Hall, ladies and gentlemen. I like to messed up thinking that was Miss K. Like thinking it was Miss K one day and said something stupid to Miss Khadijah Hall. But Khadijah would have eventually said, you know what, that Lamont, he all right. But she said it aggressively attractive. Is what she did, is what was said on the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get out of here on that, man. We got some tired brothers up here that work hard. I would like to know what are they going to be doing on their shows and their platforms coming up here recently. Larry, tell the people what you got going on from now through next week.
Oh, man. Well, the iPhones come out tomorrow. So
what?
New iPhones come out tomorrow, and I don't have. Yeah, I'm serious. I don't have one yet, so I didn't pre-order one because I wasn't wholly sure I was gonna get one. Apple didn't send me one, and I wasn't sure I was gonna buy one. But I think I might have to go out into the world tomorrow and see if I can pick one up.
Hold on, I'm sorry. And he calls me a special Negro. Apple sends you iPhones and stuff.
No, they didn't. That's what I'm saying. They didn't send me one. That's why I said I'm gonna have to see if I can go get one.
Be Avery. Be Avery. Don't let this dude fool you. This dude be getting
Negro.
Yeah, he's special. This dude sent me a box of stuff, like text. It's so much stuff in there. I thought I was fucking Black Batman. There's all kinds of gadgets in this box. So don't let Larry fool you, B. Avery. He gets stuff now. Don't let him fool you.
But I'm sorry, Larry. Keep going.
So I might see if I can grab me a phone tomorrow. We'll have to see. GoPro actually just came out with the new camera. They just announced their new cameras like 2 days ago. That's dope, man. I like that. So I'm waiting. I have one coming. They said this tracking number says it should get it maybe tomorrow, but possibly Saturday. I'm hoping it's tomorrow. And then, I'm going to do some vlogging. I'm going to go to the Andrews Air Force Base up here where the president flies in and out of, is having they call it, I think they still call it the same thing. It's like I think it's called like the All Services Joint Air Show. So it's like an air show between all the Air Force and Marines and Army, and I don't know if the Coast Guard. I think my Coasties might come there too. So, anyways, I plan on going there with the wife and my niece. We'll go check out some planes and hang out, and I'll probably vlog a little bit while I'm there.
Hey, that's what's up, ladies and gentlemen. Follow this man on IG too. Take some of the best pictures you're gonna ever find snapped from a camera. That's the big homie Larry. His link is in the description. B. Avery, hardworking brother. What you got going on this week? You got a busy week. Woman King and Power and Lord of the Rings tomorrow night. Come on, brother. What you gonna do?
Right? Oh, you're muted.
You're on mute.
Yeah, I said I'm so far behind. I should have had my Woman King review up. It's shot. I just got to finish editing it, so that'll be the next video that's up. I shot my She-Hulk review. I recorded that. I just got to edit it and get it up. And the Silent Twins with Letitia Wright. I recorded that. I just got to edit it and get it up. Do Revenge. That is a movie on Netflix. That'll hopefully post tomorrow. Also, my Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power will post tomorrow. So the Silent Twins, the Woman King, and She-Hulk, Lord of the Rings, and Do Revenge. Yeah, also, like you said, Power on Sunday. Then my Movie News Roundup show is something else that I'm leaving out. Oh crap!
Damn, that's enough.
It's one more. It's one. I can't think about it, but it'll post on my channel. I just
House of the Dragons. You got that coming
too?
No,
not House of the Dragons. I'm not covering that one.
I'll tell you, it's black folk, boys. Black folks keep adding that S on there.
Atlanta. My Atlanta is posted tonight. I posted it earlier, but I realized I posted it too early. I posted it 2 hours early, so I had to delete it and redo it. But that's posting at 10:30 tonight CST. There's something else I just can't remember. But I will say this though: I will recommend a documentary that is on Netflix called "Sins of Our Mother." Watch it. It's 3 episodes, an hour each. And what it's about, like in 2019 or 2020, that lady killed her kids and off of her crazy cuckoo religious beliefs. And like
Oh,
I didn't,
no.
it was all over the news like years ago, a couple of years ago, and I don't remember. But man, it's crazy, man. She was
It's on
part of
Netflix?
yeah, it's called The Sins of Our Mother. I mean, it's not gonna give you nightmares or nothing, but it's just entertaining to see, you know, how this woman lost her damn mind because of this man that she met when she kind of joined this cult or whatever. And it really get into it if you're into religion and spirituality, because it's just like, man, sometimes people's beliefs can just send them over the edge. I found it very entertaining and enlightening, and it's still going on right now. The trial is next year in 2023, April of next year. So yeah, this lady was
It's
batshit
like a
nuts.
current thing.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So
Okay.
I
I've been watching,
strongly recommend it, huh?
Is there anyone else other than you that specializes in documentaries? I mean, Larry knows me. Well, he knows I love like those kind of documentaries and like American Greed documentaries and Black History documentaries. I just don't put the reviews up here. But you know, I talk to you guys in our chat when I come across these gems. Is there anybody that specializes in doing that as a review person that y'all can think of?
Not to my knowledge.
Sounds like there's a place. Sounds like that is a hole that needs to be filled, because, ladies and gentlemen, there are some great documentaries out there to increase your knowledge base on a lot of things that you didn't know was happening, and give you the truth on things that you thought was happening, but you didn't know how it was happening. And I might have to start doing some of these reviews, and my schedule slow down a little bit. But we out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, I was going to ask, have you? Go ahead.
Okay, have you guys, any of you watched the Imperfects on Netflix?
I haven't. No.
It is a good show. It's funny. It's about a group of young people who have a genetic disorder, and so this doctor is treating them with stem cell research but they have to take like some sort of medicine. It's like an anti-rejection medicine. And anyways, he stops giving them the medicine, and they all develop superpowers.
Oh, wow.
Or some sort of power, basically. So it is very interesting thing as you see them struggle to try and control the power that they develop and how it starts to manifest. So
what's it called again?
It's called The Imperfects.
It's on Netflix?
It's on Netflix, yeah.
Okay.
Larry, that burns my buttons a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you why. I know a Black dude who wrote a script. I ain't gonna say his name, but y'all know his ass, who has something very similar to what you just described, but on a grander scale. And to hear that it's working gives this Black person a whole lot of confidence that his script can work. And I'm not gonna say his name. I just know this dude. But that same one concept is something that is in somebody's script. So if it's working with Netflix, it might be some takeoff room. So ladies and gentlemen, get in that comment section, get down there in that video description box, subscribe to these brothers if you already haven't, share our content, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We all got them. Until that next Sexy as Hell video, for me, I'll be back. House of the Dragon tomorrow, 9 p.m. We'll see you.
Peace.
Peace.